Good afternoon. Hope you're well. Monday, happy joy joy. If you haven't already signed up for my free weight loss seminar on the 5th of June at 7 p.m, you can do. Click the link above or click the link below, depending on where you're watching it. And that's a free event that I'm doing at 7 p.m. on the 5th of June in Harborne. And what I'm going to be basically covering off is how you can improve your relationship with food and never go on a diet again. I'm going to talk about some key principles involved about how you can take control of your diet, basically, without it being starvation, restriction, or any of that stuff. Okay, now I read an interesting article over the weekend about fat shaming runners, so which is a bit of an oxymoron, really. So it came from when the London Marathon was on a few weeks ago. When you do sort of things like the London Marathon, I've been fortunate enough to do it. There are loads of different people that do it. Everything from elite runners, Kipchoge, Mo Farah, to people in fancy dress, to people who do it in 8-9 hours, to people who walk it. There's a varied thing. It's for a great, it's a great event. So a lot of people do it for a great cause. A lot of money is raised for charity. And I read some articles about some of the ladies who finished towards the end of the marathon, sort of doing the 8-9 hours bracket. And the one woman, was pacing a certain... Sorry, someone just phoned me. So basically what happens is there's a pacer. So somebody runs around with a flag saying, if you want to go around in this time, follow me. And people were calling the pacers, so the people who were being told to run that pace, apparently they were calling them fat, slow. I read another thing on Twitter. A woman was called a fat bitch at the back of the run because she was big and she was running. And I think the thing is, it baffles me. I mean, I had this when I was doing the Manchester Marathon. We were going at quite a pace, and some woman crossed the road, which she's quite entitled to do, but she took the piss out of the runners while she crossed. And it's like, why would you do that? Why would you feel the need to do that? And especially, when someone's overweight, why on earth would you shame them for trying to do something about it? There's a lot of people out there who are overweight, who choose to live poor lifestyles, who choose to do nothing about it. Now, I'm not saying we should shame anybody, but somebody who's doing something about it, we should be supporting. And this brings it back to the point in general about how when you try and make a change, when you try and do something that... Because people don't shame people for going to work, or dropping their kids off at school, or doing the shopping. They shame people when they do something that's different. So if you see somebody running or doing something that's not just your day-to-day normal activity, that's when this sort of stuff happens. And my thing is this: you're going to get people's opinions. You're going to get people attacking you whenever you do something different. You might get a bit of jealousy. You might get a bit of, whatever it might be. And the key thing is you've got to be able to understand the difference between an opinion and a fact. And everyone's got an opinion, and people like to feel important. I'm very opinionated, but we have to say, well, what do I want here? What's important to me? Because if you listen to all these opinions, if these people listen to these people who would dare shout at somebody for trying to fix a problem, call them names, adults, why do that? Why attack somebody for trying to make a positive change in their life? Because at the end of the day, if you look on social media, with this victim culture that we've got, everybody overreacts when they get criticised, even when they're not doing something about it. So why would we attack somebody that does do something about it? So the lesson is, you've got to understand what opinions are, and you've got to understand what opinions are valid. And to be honest, in my experience, not many opinions are. The only opinions that are valid are the ones that are the people that are closest to you. Normally, firstly, yourself, and secondly, your immediate family, people who your decisions influence. But everybody else, sometimes you just got to do your own thing. And part of dealing with that is understanding that when you do something, sometimes you are going to be verbally attacked. You are going to have people that mock you. And remember, when people mock other people, all they're doing is making themselves feel better. And actually, if somebody mocks somebody who's running the marathon, or running any event or doing anything, or fat shaming them, it's probably out of jealousy. It's probably because they can't do, why are you so fat and slow? A runner would never say that. So someone like myself, who runs at a decent level, would never say, why are you fat and slow, to anybody entering a race. I will talk about people's preparation for races, and I will say, are you prepared well enough, and are you sure you want to do this? But I would never say, oh, you're fat and slow to somebody at the back, because they're doing something for them, and that's up to them. So yeah. So the key lesson for everybody, even if you're not a runner or you've got no interest in it, is you are going to get opinions from people, and you need to decide which opinions count. And like I said, if you want my rule of thumb, we are going to care what people think, but really your own opinion and your immediate family are the first two you need to focus on. And if you're doing something worthwhile, then people that love you will support you. Humans are naturally envious creatures, remember, so you just need to be careful about that. So there you go. That's the lesson for today. So yeah, watch opinions, understand them, put them into context, and decide whether you act on them. And again, if you haven't already signed up for my free event, starting on the 5th of June, I'm going to talk to you about food, another classic where people get a lot of opinions, food, diets, and how you can improve your relationship with food. And this is part of it, yeah? Understanding the difference between somebody who's got an opinion on it and somebody who actually knows what they're doing. Have a good day.